Celebrating the bicentennial of the University of Cincinnati has to start with the College of Medicine, reflecting on its humble beginnings and countless innovations over 2 centuries. We can look back to UC physicians, the UC Medical Center, and Westchester Hospital collaborating in 2010 to become UC Health. 1970, when the College of Medicine established America's first emergency medicine residency program. Or travel back to that historic year, 1960, when Dr. Albert Sabin introduced Sabin Sundays to administer the first oral polio vaccine. What was first called the Medical College of Ohio was founded in 1819 by Daniel Drake, a visionary leader and a man who was ahead of his time. The first person west of the Appalachians to earn a medical diploma, and the first faculty member of America's first Western College of Medicine. That is where the history of UC begins.
It's as old as the city almost. It's been here throughout the ages of this growing community, this city, and it continues to be inspiring.
Evolving from one small building in 1819 to a pioneering and enduring institution was no accident. Nurtured and grown by generations who pushed limits and saw new and better ways to practice medicine. Here are the personal reflections of 3 individuals, Drs. Asbury, Harrison, and Tew. They address some of their contributions that have taken place at UC. Back in the 1950s,
the ophthalmologists that were in their 60s then were doing, most of the surgery they did was about the same as it was when they started.
But Dr. Asbury had a hunch.
I had done, in my residency, I was fortunate to have done a few corneal transplants. And of course, it looked like a coming thing to me.
So in 1956,
we put together the eye bank. My father, again, he was a pretty aggressive guy, helped raise money for it outside the university. We did about 15 or 20 transplants by the second year. I guess I did most all of them. Nobody else had done any.
Starting in 1966, and for the next 11 years, Dr. Asbury chaired UC's Department of Ophthalmology. Since then,
we've been in the forefront of shaping, shall we say, the policies, et cetera, of eye banks.
And it's not just ophthalmology where UC's made eye-opening progress. Take neurosurgery and Dr. John Tew.
My first connection to UC was in the old surgical amphitheater in 1967. Well, neuroscience has been a major kind of foundation for UC for many, many years. And to a major degree, I think it has been a model for other places, not only in the region, but in the country. We were one of the first places in the country to take all of the images from CT scan, MRI, and put them into computers so that people would have access to those images wherever they were, in their office, and of course today in their home and even on the cell phone. While I was waiting to talk with you, I was looking at some images from a patient in Mexico on my cell phone. Is that wow? I mean, we get consultations from all over the world now on our smartphones. You can actually see the brain functioning with neuroimaging in both health and disease. This is the huge breakthrough, and UC has been on the forefront of that all along because of the contributions of these people working together.
Another person who helped forge the future of the college was Dr. Don Harrison, a cardiologist who came to UC from Stanford in 1986 with a vision and a purpose.
Well, the school of the colleges in the medical center had changed leadership a lot, and the new president had decided he wanted a different kind of leadership, He wanted the hospitals and the health colleges to all be incorporated into the same management unit. And they'd been searching for someone for about 18 months. And someone had suggested that I might be interested in moving from Stanford University to come to Cincinnati. The idea was that we were going to change the culture of the medical center. And that was to change this from a Midwestern focused university to a more national university. And sometimes I was known to be a sort of a hard-driving person to have that happen.
Dr. Harrison served UC for 17 years as Senior Vice President and Provost of Health Affairs. Progress was not without challenges. He and Chairman of the Board, Bill Keating, dealt with an indigent university hospital.
The privatization of University Hospital was a very big step. It took a lot of courage to take that through, and the Chairman of the Board, Bill Keating, helped me a lot. We suffered through a lot to get that done. I think that helped change the scope of what we were trying to do in developing a healthcare system.
Dr. Harrison and others also engaged faculty, raised research funding, and acquired the Drake Hospital system. Beyond that,
yes, my job was to transform the East Campus, and that required acquiring a lot of support to do a lot of building. And over the 17 years that I was the Senior Vice President and Provost for Health Affairs, we did $1.4 billion worth of building. Now that included Children's Hospital.
with Dean John Hutton, Dr. Harrison helped transform UC's medical college, inside and out.
One building that I'm quite particularly proud of is the Vance Center for Molecular Studies, because I was able to recruit Frank Gehry, an internationally known architect, and of course one that's now even more famous to be the architect for that building. But it turns out to be a great building for the investigators. Helped us recruit a lot of national leaders.
Eminent faculty, cutting-edge technology, and a stunning new campus all made UC's College of Medicine a national magnet for students.
The quality of the students applying has changed tremendously, and the capabilities. This is particularly true in the graduate schools, and it's particularly true in the professional schools, law and medicine, and all of the health professions. And I think that was a change. It was recognized more as a national university, as well as an important Ohio and Cincinnati university.
Whose first and still primary mission is to improve health for all.
The new advances, particularly in healthcare, are engendered by research, and having someone on the cutting edge of doing that research allows those healthcare advances to be translated quickly into the population. And that makes a great university.
The overwhelming opinion that I have is that this institution, this city, this community has been extraordinary as a place to live, a place to work, and a place to grow. So we are now an international university. Not only have we contributed throughout nearly 200 years to the growth of the city, but to the growth of the world.